Hey, welcome back to Bray's Toy Review. So today we're taking a look at the Little Armory M202A1 FlashType 112 scale military series. Okay, so what this is by Tomytech, by the way. So what this is a weapon set. Tomytech makes a whole bunch of these little tactical weapon sets, as well as a armory set where you can actually like stockpile your weapons and everything like that. This particular thing is a air surface to air rocket launcher setup, and it's pretty cool. So you get it in this little thin box, and you actually got to put it together. It tells you on the back here that you'll need a few little tools. Don't have no fear. If you don't have tools, you don't really need tools. You can grab certain things. You just need to make sure you have something to break it off of. To free it from its plastic prison, and something to cut and cut away whatever flash is left on, as well, maybe something to sand it as well, and then some super glue for minimal parts here and there. I'm not gonna glue it here on camera as I put it together. I'm just gonna put it together and hopefully it holds while I show it to you, and then I'll go back and glue it later after I finish doing it. So we're gonna do like a little maybe a time lapse thing or something like that, but I'm actually gonna put it together for those of you that actually want to see this thing get put together. Awesome. So again, this was purchased from AmiAmi, and they send you this little card thing. It's really cool. It says a bunch of stuff on it that I can't read, but they're pretty cool. I've actually purchased this. I purchased this with Motoko, and I got a. I also have a. I think I have a M16 A1 M1A1 coming, and some tactical gloves, and I have the armory on. Some armory pieces on pre-order as well. And these weapon systems aren't very expensive. You find them in different places. Some sites sell them. If you go to like AmiAmi, you can get like the gloves, for instance, for like about what equates to about $7 to $10 on the low end. And then you have these different weapons that come out to about $9 to $10 depending on the weapon set. In some cases maybe a little bit more. Like for instance, the armory pieces are about $20 each, I do believe. So yeah. So here we have it. This is the what will become the weapon strap, or whatever the kid, like the shoulder strap or whatever, the band. That's pretty cool. It's actual like rubber that you can actually take off, put on all that good crap. And this is the rocket piece, as well as portions of the actual launcher, and then here you have the launcher part. So you see it's all encased in this sprue, and you have to clip each piece off to remove it. So I'm going to get it going. Oh wait, and you also come with these little directions. In this case, I actually will follow directions to make it much easier to put this thing together. So this is going to be a bit of a video for those of you who are not interested in seeing me put this thing together. I will edit this so that you will see the finished product before I go into the actual building of the product. For those of you who want to see the building of the product, stay tuned. We'll get into it. All right, so this is the Tomytech 112 scale military series Little Artillery 112 scale FlashType blah 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 blah. All right, so these last three pieces that you have here are because you have two configurations for it, right? You have this extended configuration, like the weapon is actually firing with the scope lid up, and the canister pieces open here, and this portion fully extended, and the rocket will fire out of it, right? In theory. Okay, so what you can do is you can take that portion off there, take this piece off here. Yeah, and this is why you don't want to just glue stuff all willy-nilly, because you don't know what you're going to need to take off later, right? So like, say for photography, like, so once you get your artillery, duh. Once you get your artillery, armory, your armory, you're going to be able to mock having this thing closed down. So you're going to take those pieces off and this piece off, right? All right. You're going to take this piece here, which is the nozzle down. You take notice of that, you can see where the lid is actually down on this one, and that will just kind of plug in. Come here, you, like that. and it's kind of folded away, right? Because it's supposed to be stored, right? So there you have that bit going down. All right, then you take this piece here, and it's going to plug in here like that. Let me see something. I wonder if maybe you need to take, I think you might have to take this piece off here and then put this piece on. Yeah. No. I'm totally wrong. So this piece will stay on here. So that portion you can already go ahead and just glue on once you're ready. Here we go. Let's try this one more time. So that piece is going to fit in there. Maybe I just got to clear some flash for it to fit flush, because right now it's not fitting flush. Oh yeah, so I got some flash right here. This is why you want to make sure you clear your flash out. So I've cleared my flash off just so I can show you. You can see how it just kind of, man, sanding that stuff down kind of really makes it look rough, but it's cool. All right, so there. Now it fits on pretty near perfect. It's like a little lip there. It's supposed to, I guess, wrap around the front to make it seem like it's snapped in. You got to work with it a little bit, and it'll look right when you do it, because you're going to take some time to do it right. Whereas I just did what I had to do to get it on. All right, so this portion here doesn't have like a stem to tab into here. What it does have is these portions here, which is what the original piece had, right? So it's just going to plug in like that. And so now what you have is everything closed up and collapsed and ready for transport. Yeah, that's what you got. That's how you want it to be. Now this handle portion here, if you really wanted to get down, you would take that portion off as well, and it'll mimic this being folded up into there, right? Because you wouldn't have the handle out when you have it like in storage position or anything like that. So yeah, so that's that. That's how that comes out. And as far as actually handling it and putting it in the hands of one of your figures. Okay, so Tomytech also sells these tactical glove pieces, which I have coming, and I'll show you that when I get them here. They're made, they're molded to hold the different pistol grips that the different weapons have. So you definitely want to use those. Some of the Figma figures come with interchangeable hands that would hold these already, because they're already made to hold weapons. So if you have some of those and you choose to use that, you can. But I wouldn't advise using just the standard open grip hands on some of your Figma to try and grip it, because you may stretch it out. All right. Okay, so you could use like a little side cutter if you have a slim set. I know a lot of model builders typically have that stuff. I don't really do models very often, so I don't. So I'm just going to use my X-Acto blade to cut it out. And you can see you just place the blade right over it, and it pops right off. It's not really a big deal. You can actually go back if you want with like a little file or something to sand down that flash there. It's not really a big deal. So that's one freed already. Let's get this other guy out. There we go with that guy. He's been freed as well. Cool. And again, just for purposes of actually putting this together for the video, I'm not going to worry about gluing it right now. I'm just going to get everything off. Right there. And I'm just taking the blade and placing it close to the body of the piece in between the sprue and the actual piece, and then just forcing it down, and it pops right on out, so it's not a big deal. We can see by the directions here that we're going to need this piece here and this piece here, which is A1 and A12. Each piece on here is numbered, so you don't have to do any brain work, right? This is all A, as per that right there. And then here's 12, and what's the other one? Here is 11, so good job. Wherever possible, try to put flat pieces against the tape, whatever your surface is. So if you're doing it like this, that way when you push down, you're not risking snapping anything or breaking anything. All right, as per our directions. Get up, you. We're gonna line these pieces up and put them all on. So these should be directions, so you can see them here. These pieces here will go like that. This should be facing the back. These two, just so you can tell what's going to be facing the back. And then these portions here will be the tops and the bottoms. And as far as I can tell, they are not interchangeable. So you can see here on your directions that you have this little tab here, which is like a latch type deal. So this will be your bottom, right? Now, which one is the bottom is the question. Okay, so for these tabs here, I do find it necessary to do just a little bit of filing to make sure everything's going to fit just right. You may or may not have to worry about it, but I think that it's necessary because you don't want it sticking out or anything like that. You want everything to be level. So there we go, just to make sure everything is going the right way, right? Okay, and then you have each tab. So these portions here will fit into these guys here. And they kind of just line up just right. So there we go. We got a little bit of flash up here. Don't want to do too much. Let's take this out. So I'm not worried about doing the painting. More than a beat, just pure music. A little bit. I think the whole idea of painting it really comes down to what you choose to do. You don't really have to. I probably will. All right, so there we go with that. And then we have this piece going into this side here. And again, you may want to do some sanding. I'm going to kind of go through this real quick and then go back and finish. I'm not going to glue mine just yet. And then we'll seal it all up with this guy. But you can see how if you don't sand it, you may have some problems with them fitting in together, right? All right, so there we go with that, and then we'll put this piece on here. More than a beat, just pure music. So there we have the body of it kind of put together so far, and then you take this portion here, and you're gonna fit it onto the front of this guy. And you can see you have a formation of lines there, a grouping of lines there. But you can see this slim opening here and that thin piece there. And then this wide opening here and then that piece there. So it's going to just fit in there like that. And that's the front of it. And then the back piece, you have this piece sticking out here in the back. And you have this opening on this portion here. And we'll just fit that on like that. And everything is in its place. And that's pretty tight, and I haven't glued it or anything like that, so that's pretty cool. All right. Okay, setting this aside for right now, we're going to go on to this portion right here and break off some pieces here, right? Okay, so based on our directions, we're going to need this is the B sprue, right? We're going to need B4, which is this piece, and B1, which is this piece. They're front and back of each other, right? So we're going to take it out. We're going to free those portions. Hopefully I won't get into too much of a rush and screw anything up. There we go. Take this piece on out. There we go. And just looking ahead, I can see that we're going to need B6 and B3. So B6 will be this portion here, and then B3 will be this. We'll go ahead and take those pieces off. This guy's a little bit slimmer, so be careful with that one. And then we'll need this guy here. All right. And we could cut the rest of these out, but I don't think it's a wise decision because you're going by the directions, you're going by the numbers, so you want to take it off as you go. That way you don't lose track of what is what. That'll be one of the few times you hear from me to follow the directions. All right, so with these two pieces here, you're going to fit them together. You have tabs and tab holes in here. There we go. All right, and again, we're just putting everything together without really worrying about gluing right now. All right, you're going to take this portion here, which is B6. I got a little bit of flash. I'm going to just cut that piece off because why leave it on if I don't have to? All right. That's B6. B6 is going to go on it. There we go. Make sure this piece right here is facing the side. You can look inside, you see that little line right there? Make sure that's facing sideways, okay? And then you'll have this piece right here. It'll kind of just fit in here like that. It's kind of like rested there. And then you'll take this piece here. We got a little bit of flash on there too. Crap. Let's put this aside for a minute. Get that flash off of there. Just don't have to go back and do too much cleaning. There we go. All right. So yet again, I'll put this piece on here like that. Just kind of rest it in there. Right. Take this portion here. Make sure everything is facing the way it should be facing. And you can't really screw this up because it has, as you can tell, they're different size tabs. So we'll take those two tabs and we'll put them in there like that. There we go. And this is what you get. So this is all secure. Oh, we got a little more flash, and that flash is stopping us from doing what we need to do. So rather than take it off, I'm gonna see if I can just cut it off from here. No, I can't. Crap. Let's take it on off. Well, actually, is that flash or is that? Yeah, I think that actually is some flash. Let's see what we can do with that. And here we go with that piece fully assembled here, okay? All right, so according to the directions, we're gonna take this portion here with, with this side piece like this. We're gonna take these portions here, see those tabs. You may need to do some sanding to get some of that flash off so it fits correctly. And then we're just going to insert it into here. So you have these two top ones. They're all round pegs, but these two top ones have the slots on them, or the stems on them, and it should just fit in just like that. Now, there you go. Look at it. We're getting there. We're getting there. All right. Now we just got the few little body pieces to go on it, and we should be nearly done with this whole ordeal. Okay, so now you want to find A9 on here. Are these two pieces here, which are actually going to end up most likely being the portions for the straps to go through. You can just tell by the way it's shaped there. We're going to cut those guys out, then we're going to put them on. All right, so you come with these little pieces right here. All right, they're pretty tiny, so you may want to have a pair of tweezers to help you out putting them in. I wouldn't advise gluing these in right off the bat because you're going to have to go back and run those straps through them, and that could be kind of irritating to work with something so small already fixed in place. All right, you may feel the need to go back and sand them down a bit just to make sure they fit. It's pretty, oh god, it's a pretty snug deal there. Let's see if I can get it in there. Hold on. I was trying to do it with the tweezers, but no, I can't do the tweezers, no. Let's see if I can do it with this guy in the back here. That's a pretty snug fit. Now this guy in the back went in right away, so that was pretty cool. Make sure there's a round side. There's a round. You can't really see it there. There is a round side and a flat side. The flat side should be facing inward to the other one, if you get what I'm saying. And I think that'll make it fit a little bit better because of the way it's beveled. There you go. Look at that. And now it goes right in. So those pieces are on. And again, you probably want to go back and sand some stuff. For the purpose of this video, I really don't need to do that, but I'm doing it anyways because I'm a fucking anal asshole. All right, so there we go. That portion's on. Now, according to the directions we want to move on to, and this thing's really coming together now, isn't it? Oh, yeah. So now we're going on to A14 and A13. So we find on our sprue, A14 and A13, oh, I'm sorry, A14 is right here and A13 is right there. Let's get those pieces on out. Okay, so I've gone on and freed them from the sprue, and what you're building here is in effect the sighting scope, all right? So you're going to fit this portion here onto that little nozzle there, and you may want to glue it. You may not have to, but for right now, that's what you want to have as when you come out, when you're done with it. Then you have this little stem here. That stem there is going to fit in that hole right there. Look at that coming together. Yeah, man, putting in the work and it's coming together. Putting in the work and it's coming together. Yeah, that's because this is a long video. All right, so we got those pieces in, and now we're going on for the next portion of it. We're going to go to we got these pieces in here, and we're going to the next portion of it. So we're going to set it to the side. We're going to zoom out just a little bit to see what we need next off of our deal. And we need now A6 and A8. Okay, so this thing is starting to ramp down, right? So we're going to pull off a few pieces now. So we're going to need A7, which is here. We're going to need A6, which is there, A10, which is here, and A8, which is there. So we're going to go ahead and free those from the sprue. All right, so here we go for the next bit of parts that got to go together. All right, so this is your A7. Not to be confused with A8. A8 is more like the back of the lid. You can tell it's kind of hollow right there, right? But everything's placed the way it's gonna go on. So A7 is here. A6 is this little handle portion here, and those two tabs here, as you can see, they are tabbed. Yeah, those two portions here are gonna fit together into these slot holes there. Like that. And you may choose to glue them. Again, I'm not going to glue them right now. And what you come out with is this, and everything fits in there nice and snug. And of course, you can go back and sand off your flash before you actually assemble yours, right? And then this tab here will allow it to place inside of there. There you go, nice and snug. And that just replicates the front of the lid being open for the rocket launcher, right? All right, this portion right here will actually be the pistol grip handle for the whole weapon. And that's just gonna slide into this second slot there. There you go, with the trigger facing out towards that. And you're just gonna push it all the way until it's flush like that, all right? And then this one here with this tab like that, you can tell this is the one that's like sunk in there, right? With these 4 bits here like that, lets you know that that goes in the back. Oop. So we'll just put that in there. And there we have that whole deal right there, and we are getting there. It doesn't seem like it, but we are getting there. Okay, so there we go with that. All right, so next we have a few things that we can do here.
Yeah, this is for classics.
Okay, so as far as assembly goes, the next thing we have to put together is the rocket piece here, and that's pretty much straightforward. So we can just go ahead and cut these pieces all off of the sprue. And I know it's been a long journey, but don't get ahead of yourself and get sloppy. Take your time so you can do it right the first time and not have to worry about going back and redoing or replacing anything. There we go. All that comes off. There we go. These pieces right here come off rather easy because they're so thin. All right. And we are done with B, all right? So this portion, these portions right here, due to these pegs, will fit into those peg holes like so. Get on there, you. There we we go. And then you see that little notch, that little nozzle in the front, a little nipple piece there. All right, let you know they've been brought together correctly. And then this piece here just kind of fits on back there. And there you have the projectile, the little rocket that actually fired, well, in theory would fire from it, okay? So now, the only thing we have left for it is the strap here. You have a sticker there to actually go on it. I'm not going to put that on mine. I'm not going to put the strap on mine yet because I want to actually go back and do some sanding and maybe some light dry brushing just to add a little bit more character to the overall weapon. But yeah, that's that. And then you have these bits that are still left on the sprue. The bits that are left on the sprue are, hold on for a minute, let's get them out. Okay, so the last bit to deal with on this whole thing and to bring it to a close is the strap and of course the sticker. Again, I'm not putting the sticker on mine because I want to go back and do some stuff to it and finish it and refine it. I just kind of went through it for the video. All right, so the strap, according to the directions, just like with any strap, you would have to loop it, right? You have the little pieces here, which are for the looping it, and then you had those are the clips that we inserted earlier, okay? So what we're gonna do right now, it comes with this rubber strap here, is we're gonna actually cut this strap. I feel safe. I mean, nowhere on here that I can read, because I can't read that shit, but nowhere on does it say actually cut it, or does it show you to cut it, but common sense says you gotta cut it, because you see that, you see how it's looped, that end is cut, right? So duh, you gotta cut that joint. All right, and if you ever had a belt or anything like that, you know you gotta cut it, you gotta cut it. So we're gonna cut it. And we're just gonna make an incision, and now it's cut. Awesome, good, we're cut. We're getting there, we're almost done. This part is kind of fiddly because it is so small, so I'm going to try one time to get it on camera, and if I don't do it, then I'm gonna have to take it off camera, right? Okay, so you're gonna take this portion, you're gonna thread it through here. And then you're going to thread it through there. Make sure you leave yourself a good bit of slack because you're going to need it, especially with dealing with something so small. All right, once you thread it through there, you're going to take these little side pieces. I'm just going to recommend that you take these pieces off. I'm going to bring it as close as I can. All right, take these little pieces off, right? Oh, the headache is about to begin. I can already feel it. Okay, here we've got that threaded. You definitely want to leave yourself a little bit of slack here. All right, you're going to take this portion right here. Oh, this is going to be hell. It's hell already. It's hell on earth. All right, you're going to take it. You're going to thread it through that little teeny bitty slot. Oh, it went through the slot. Yes, yes. Oh, God. All right. All right, so it went through the slot. All right, we're halfway there. We're halfway there. You're going to take it back. Oh, God, jeez. Come on. You're going to take it back. You're going to run it through here. Oh, my gosh. So irritating. Ah, it didn't go. Hold on. Let's give ourselves some more room to play with this thing. There we go. Bring it out just a little bit because you got plenty. All right. Let's try one more time. Oh, this is terrible. All right. There's no way I should be recording this, but why not? I'll probably edit it later. All right, there we go. Oh, got it. We got it. We got it. All right, it's through. It's through. It's through. All right, so now we got it through there. And now we're going to run it through the other side, which is the back side of it. Can we do it? Can we get it through the back side, ladies, gentlemen, and geeks? All right, there we go. Fold that piece down so we can have more room. Take this portion. And it's through. We've done it. Oh no, it's back out. God damn it. One more time. This is damn near impossible to do on camera. But if I can pull this off, it will be a World Guinness Book record. Actually, it won't be, but I'm going to pretend like it will be. Every little accomplishment counts. All right. There it goes. There it goes. It is in there. It is in there. We did it. We've accomplished it. We brought peace to the world. All right. So here we go. We've accomplished that. Now we're just going to pull it tight on the other side. Give ourselves a little bit of room on that. All right there. Yeah, right there. All right. And just adjust it to your liking. Matter of fact, there we go. All right, and then you're going to repeat that on the other side, and then you'll have your strap. Okay, so this is your end result. You've got the straps on both sides done and set up. You can plug them back in here like that. There we go. You're going to want to give yourself some room on it and extend it as far as you can. And I will be honest with you, extending it is the hardest part of this whole thing. So good luck to you with that. I'm not really going to concentrate on it right now. So my strap is going to look a little bit tight. I can live with it though. All right. Hey, until next time, this is Brave's Toy Review. I am your host, Brave. We have been taking a look at the ding-on Tomytech Little Artillery M202A1 LA017 FlashType 112 scale military series. It's a surface-to-air rocket launcher. That's what it is. All right. Hey, until next time, out of here. That's a low one. Out.